Welcome to Holidays with Nerd Therapy, where we try to showcase some things that we think are really cool for the holiday and maybe you guys might want to buy for your significant other, kids, what have you. Few things come into the studio that I literally say, jumpin' Jehoshaphat.
That's right.
And this is one of them. The ultimate Justice League Batmobile RC car. Look at the size of this box.
This box is
gigantic. It's huge. It's just gigantic and I can't wait to show you. Before the video gets started, thank you Mattel for sending this in to us to check out for the holiday season so we can get you guys an understanding of what this thing is if you guys have been looking at it. I can personally say I've been looking at this since the Toy Fair.
Yeah.
It's been on my mind ever since. I'm like, oh man, that thing is gonna be
like,
so cool.
Look at this, look at this!
And when it came in, I was like, that thing looks amazing. Let me show you. Look! Look at this thing. It's huge.
It's
it is
truly
heavy.
A beast.
It is an absolute beast. It is 1/10 scale, and this thing will run you $249. That's what the MSRP is. I've seen it a few places that are a little cheaper, but expect to pay around those prices. This is what I would call next level RC cars.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for something that's just a little more special than what you're used to in an RC car, if you like RC cars, if you like driving these things, this is next level, like I said. Let me go over a few things that makes this thing next level. First feature is it does come with an exclusive tactical suit Batman action figure. Again, it is 1/10 scale, just like the Batmobile. Very regular sized action figure. He fits right in the cockpit.
One of the great things about the action figure though is you can put his hands on the steering wheel as if he's driving.
And speaking of cockpit, one of the coolest things about this is it has a onboard camera, a point of view camera behind his shoulder. And that is so cool because that opens up just so many things that this Batmobile will do. I think the detail that they put on the cockpit is just, it's unreal. It really is. It's just unreal. It looks a lot like when they were trying to build like a hot toy cockpit on some of these.
Yeah.
That never happened. It's what it looks like. You got working lights when the car is on. The joystick works, of course, like I said, Batman's hands will go on the steering wheel and move with when you move it via remote. Now, with that said, let me turn this thing on so you guys can hear what it does. Yeah!
That is epically awesome.
So you can hear that exhaust. That sound is beautiful. Tim Allen would be proud.
He would be very proud.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh.
Now, one of the things that makes this Batmobile expensive is it actually is run by an app on your phone. You control this via Wi-Fi. In fact, the Batmobile has onboard Wi-Fi. So when you hook this up to your Wi-Fi, your house's Wi-Fi, it will then find the Batmobile's Wi-Fi, and then that's how you connect. Now, when that heads-up display is open, that's when you get into some really cool things that this thing will do that other RC cars won't. First off, the turret guns. I love how when you actually use the turret button on your phone, it spins the turret, makes the gun sounds, just really cool, authentic sounds. I really fell in love with this. And even on your screen, you can see the smoke from the turret when you're pointing it at somebody because the onboard camera allows you to do that where you're looking at somebody and boom. And I had a lot of fun doing that to our cat.
Oh my gosh, yes, Kit Kat did not like it.
She wasn't liking it so much. Another one is the missiles in the front. That will also spin, and again, on the heads-up display, you can see missile smoke and the missiles and the sound that coming out. Another really cool thing that this does.
One of my favorite features is the headlights. They are so cool, and they're actually really bright.
Yeah, when those things turn on, you got the amber lights and the white lights.
Right.
It just look unreal. I love the looks of them. You also have, I guess, a missile launcher cannon.
Yeah, it's a cannon.
The cannon on the top, you can raise it and lower, and it makes a really cool sound as well. All the sounds on this thing are absolutely fantastic. Now I'm not done, so hang on here.
There's more!
There's more. It also has jump mode, is what they call it. So this actually raises and lowers the Batmobile. Now, one of the perks of the jump mode, when it elevates itself, it helps control the car as well. Driving it is made a little easier.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little difficult to drive sometimes when you're using your phone, and when it raises and lowers, it kind of helps with the trajectory of where the car's going.
Yeah, and that must be because the wheels actually come in a little closer, possibly. And of course, that also helps depending on what terrain you're driving this on. You might want to use that jump mode or keep it flat. Now, speaking of terrain, this also has legitimate rubber tires.
Yes, and they have like tread and grip and everything.
So this thing, it's built to drive on multiple surfaces. Now, we used it inside on our carpet, and it's actually really fast. It's super fast.
It's so fast that we ran it into the wall a couple
Yes.
times and scuffed the baseboard, but that's fine.
Just
Come
put
on.
new baseboard down, and now I have rubber marks all down the sides.
It'll
of
wash.
them.
It's fine.
We'll figure it out. But it is heavy. It's very heavy.
It's very heavy. So this actually, we ran over my foot on accident with this,
Yeah.
and it bruised my foot.
It's not only heavy, but it is fast too. You can also adjust the speed with your joystick on the
Right.
actual control. So when you're going forward, if you pull it all the way forward, it will go relatively fast. But you can also barely push it forward and it'll just glide. Has a lot of control. I wouldn't say it's got the best control in the world. It is a little
Right.
difficult at times. But nonetheless, very, very fun. Again, like I said, it is Wi-Fi connected and it does have continuously stream up to 65 feet. So it gives you a pretty good amount of distance. I will say though, we did have a habit of losing connectivity every once in a while. So they do say on their manual that if there are other Wi-Fis around, that sometimes that will sort of disrupt the
Right.
signal. Which is a little difficult because the Wi-Fi is everywhere
Everyone
now.
has Wi-Fi
yeah, there's
now.
A lot of signals in the air.
Now, one of the things that I was most impressed with is the battery in this. It's the super speed battery system. It's a 9.9 volt battery that will last for 30 minutes and then recharge in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic battery.
Very quick charge for 30 minutes, and then it says that it'll run 30 minutes after that. Now, actually, from what we've seen, it's actually longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, if you're inside
inside.
and you're in a contained space, it lasts a lot longer. I think we played with this for what, over an hour?
Over an hour, easily.
Yeah.
Now, granted, depending on what kind of terrain you're going to drive on this, that's
Right.
going to be adjusted down, obviously. Maybe on grass or dirt, it's going to go down. On cement, it might go up. One of the coolest features on this Batmobile, when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, they've done something. It's amazing. Is the exhaust on it. It actually has working smoke and this really cool red light that makes it look like a flame. And it actually runs off of basically the same solution that like a fog machine would
Right,
have.
exactly.
Or like an old train where you'd put that little bit of solution in and it would throw out smoke when it would go around. Same exact thing. There's just a little port here in the back that you pour the bottle into, and then that gives it the smoke. And then on your actual HUD display, it has a button for you to hit. It looks like a little cloud that will shoot out those things. And it makes a pretty good noise. It's like...
It does. It sounds really powerful.
Yeah, it's got great exhaust sounds,
Right.
great gun sounds, great driving sounds too. Even when it takes off, it makes the noise, you know, that noise that you need. It's so well done. The attention to detail is just spot on. It's something that really blew me away, and it had my eyes open for a long time. Now, with that said, I can't say that everything is perfect on the Batmobile. There are some worries that we have.
Yeah,
with
I mean, there's one big thing that I really think that they missed is a mountable Aquaman. Where is that? We should totally have that.
We definitely need a mountable Aquaman on it, no doubt about it. More importantly,
Yeah.
we're a little worried about it being app only as far as the
Yes.
controller goes. Again, it's not really easy to steer. You're gonna have two digital joysticks on the screen, and that's how you control it, and that's a little hard. Just that is a little difficult to drive. But what happens if the app isn't updated in a few years, or maybe you lose internet connectivity,
Right.
or, you know, there's a lot of things that you could say.
There's
that
a
could
lot
happen
of
in the
what
future.
ifs
A lot of
that
what
could
ifs.
happen.
And when you're spending this much money on the Batmobile, that scares you, right? I wish that they made available for purchase a remote, a regular remote that
Yeah, like
you
a
could buy.
handheld controller.
Yeah, something that, you know, well, if I don't, and I understand why they use the app. It makes
Right.
it current and modern and really cool, no doubt about it. I love to be able to look at where I'm driving and what's in front of me and everything. That brings it to a whole new level. However, I do have a lot of fears with something, especially when you're spending this much money on something. What happens in the future? One of the
Right.
things I hate about digital, anytime you buy anything digital, I
Yeah.
worry about, but what happens in this case and what happens in that case? That's why we're so adamant on buying concrete products. I wouldn't say that it's a killer by any means.
No,
This thing is
definitely
amazing. And it says 14 plus, so if you are buying this for your 14-year-old, chances are they're going to play with it for a couple years
Right.
and probably go on to something else. But if you're an adult, maybe you want to drive it more than 2 years. But I would say if all else fails and something happens to the apps, or maybe you don't have internet anymore, or maybe some sort of catastrophe where all
Lord only
towers are
knows.
gone on and we can't drive our Batmobiles anyway. This thing would look fantastic on a shelf because the level of detail is fantastic. It's just a great display piece without doubt.
Another downfall that I have with this is that when you're driving and you want to have that on-screen camera, you have to drive with the hood open. You cannot close that.
That is one drawback. The window piece or whatever you want to call it. You have to leave it open or else it'll block your vision. You can still see through it, but it's really hard to see. Yeah. Overall, I was highly impressed with this. I think Mattel has done something that I think a lot of people will like. If you're looking for something that's expensive, that your Batmobile kid will love, or your Batmobile fan within you will love, I think this is it. I mean, every kid loves...
Every kid would love this.
One thing that we noticed, okay, I've been driving this around for a few weeks, sort of getting an idea of what we think about it. You know, review. We don't want to review it the same day. We need to kind of get an idea of what's going on. Everybody that came over to our house was just like, let me play with that. No matter the age, no matter the sex, they wanted to play with it, without a doubt. And it sort of demands attention when you see it.
Right.
From the look of it, to the sound of it, to the speed of it.
Right, well this brought out like the inner child and all the adults that came over, especially like my dad. He came over and he was like, this is so cool.
Yes, I mean it is. It's very, very cool. Again, like we said, there are things that do worry us, but I wouldn't make that...
They're not deal breakers.
They're not deal breakers, not in my opinion. So again, this is the Ultimate Justice League Batmobile by Mattel. It's 1/10 scale. It will run you $249, but we have to add it to our must-haves for the holiday season. Once again, thank you Mattel for sending this, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks guys.
Bye.
Bye.